Okay, my next step is going to use the 2K urethane primer surfacer. I want to spray 16 ounces of it. It's a 4-to-1 mix, and what I do is I just take a Sharpie and you go to the 16 ounce mark. That's right there. Go all the way across right to the 4-to-1 column. As you see, it has to be 3 and 3. Those would be 3 product, 3 of the activator, and 3 of the thinner. But I'm gonna X out the thinner. I don't want to use the thinner. So it just goes to this 3. It'll be just a little bit less than 16 ounces. And we're gonna add activator. If I could ever get it open. To the next 3. And that'll be a perfect 4-to-1 mix ratio. And I'll be using the same 1.8 tip Pro 44 gun from TCP Global. After about 10 minutes between flash, so you can let it flash, you can coat it. I'm going to put at least 3 coats between until all the primer is used up. After the primer, the urethane primer gets nice and flashed off. Next day, usually I like to wait too. You can take some guide coat. Right there I got some basic guide coat, but you could use any cheap dollar store flat black paint as guide coat. I start out with 180 and then go to 220 and then go to 400. In between, I'll be finding the dents and I'll be putting down some glazing putty. Or you want to tiger stretch this guy with the flat black or the guide coat that I have here. You don't have to buy guide coat. I just happened to have bought some, so just to try it out, but I don't see any difference between guide coat and just plain old dollar store flat black spray paint. Work with a block, always. Make sure you have respiratory protection. Don't want this stuff in your lungs. As you can see, there's a dent right there. Right here I have a slight bit of a dent. Wherever the black stays, there's a low spot. If you get down to the metal, then you have a high spot. You have to periodically paper, always change your paper off. Sharp paper is the key to being able to do this, so it constantly cuts. X pattern. If you get down to the epoxy layer, don't really worry about it. But this is going to get another 2 coats and the final sanding before it gets painted. I like to wet the surface completely with prep ball. This way I can see the dents. And I'll mark them with a marker, a Sharpie, so I know exactly where they are. If you look around, there's some right here. As you can see, one right there. One right there. There's that one that I spotted it before. It's hard to see, but get the right angle on it. It's there, as you can see. I will mark them all and add filler. Spots like this that have it's just a tiny little low spot, I'll put a skim coat on it. And don't worry if you go through the metal like I did right here. Got right through the metal. It's okay. It's going to get reprimed again anyway. With a dual density motor guard pad, you want to get in and get most of the leftover guide coat off gently, using a red scuff bright pad for the edges, because you don't want to take all the primer off the edges, and it smooths out the edges. Then I'll just add filler to the spots that need to be filled, like all these that I've got marked out. All it is. Body work is work, work, work. Nothing but work. The keyhole, use the red pad to get inside the keyhole so you don't have to overly be aggressive with that. Gonna smooth it out pretty good. Get inside of it. At this stage, you don't have to worry about going through the primer, because like I said before, you're gonna put another coat on for the last and finish primer coat. I like using an onion board. Other people use cardboard, metal, plastic boards, but I keep this in a plastic bag, nice and dry all the time. It's just easier for me. It keeps it cleaner. I don't have as much of a problem with it. Roll, butter roll knife. That works real good for spreading. Make sure you fold the filler in. A lot easier. Get less air bubbles if you fold it in. Get a nice uniform blue color or red color, depends on what activator or hardener you want to use. These are going to get just a nice thin coat wherever there's a dark spot on a mark. Kevin Tetz does this deal where he just takes some prep ball, sprays it on the spreader and just pulls it all off again and keeps using the same spreader all over again. And I've been doing it ever since he showed me how to do it. I just keep doing it, keep them clean. Now with a fresh piece of 180 on the board, make sure you wear your mask, either the one on the left or the one on the right. Either one will work. This stuff, body filler, has talc, so don't be sanding without a mask. And it's not a bad idea to have a fan backing you up and getting all the dust blown outside so you don't have to be covered completely in it. In cool weather it's great, but when humid hot weather, this stuff's going to stick to you like mad. You can use the guide coat to help you find and make sure that you've sanded all of it, even on body filler. That's a good idea. Like I said, cheap craft paint, cheap dollar store flat paint will do the same thing. Flat black, flat brown, whatever color you need that's contrasting. This is going to be the final primer with urethane primer. As you can see, I spot glazed everything, got all the dents. Hopefully I got all of them. We'll see in my final sand. Okay, apparently the website has one thing, one mix ratio, and the can has a different mix ratio. I'm going to go follow the website that Trinity Paint for Cars has 8-to-1 mix. So we're going to go 8-to-1. Find the 8-to-1 column and mix it that way. Next line, and then I will add a reducer. This paint is unusually thick. If you spray it with their recommendations, you'll get orange peel. You'll have to use a Ford number 4 cup to check the viscosity. Beyond the line. And when you put the cup in, you want to go all the way to the top and then pull it. And as soon as you pull it and it starts draining out, that's when the clock has to go on. That's when you have to put the timer on. Now this may look okay to some people. Some people paint every day. If you paint every day, this is not an issue because you're used to it. I'll use my phone in order to tell the time, and I will just put it in and start. As soon as that stream breaks, when you can tell it is not at the point that I need it at. 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, and I still have almost a third of a cup. So no, that's not good. I'm not going to be able to use that. Thin it further. Go. That should do the job. That's about 18. That ain't too bad. I don't want to thin it no more. I'm going to use a new liner. I always use a new liner when I do this with color. I always clean out the gun, if this gun particularly. Adjusted at 28 psi, full fluid, and a half a turn in. Came out really nice and smooth, very little orange peel. Let me go shut off the Doba because she's a little too loud for this. Like I said, nice and smooth on this side. I screwed up the other side. We'll do it again. Not a big deal. It goes on. This is a never give up deal. But this side, not so much. As you can see, I can get a nice smooth surface, but I screwed up on the actual. I got two runs right here that really messed things up, so I'll probably polish it out and no problem. But this is winter now, winter's coming in, so I won't be able to finish completely.